两人相约看球，苏翊鸣发文回应其恋情。近日，有网友发现苏翊鸣涉媒关注了模特周子玄，并与其频繁互动，相关话题疑似苏翊鸣新恋情登上热搜，引发热议。6月15日傍晚，苏翊鸣发文回应称，在此我仅向事件中无辜被波及的人深表歉意，恳请大家不信谣不传谣。
Through the other side of a challenge or something that's scary and or something you doubted yourself on.
Yeah, for sure.
The one thing I've learned about you since being at all these training camps together is your perseverance is undeniable. You are up there no matter the weather, giving her as hard as you can, and I really admire that.
Mark as my day one inspiration. He always inspire me from the first day I have learned snowboard and then trying to be a snowboarder. And I'm feeling so lucky to be able to compete and then snowboarding with you every day. You have such a long career, and then especially a couple weeks ago, you're still trying new stuff like cap 16, cap 18. That's really impressive. I'm really trying to push myself as hard as I can, because I always look at you as my idol, and then still learning, still trying new stuff, keep going, never feels enough. So that really just pushed me to try harder.
That's very nice, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
You push me. We all have doubts, and I mean, the last time I felt that was not very long ago. I feel like when you're going through the process of trying something new or learning something new, you're always like, okay, what could go wrong? But overcoming that is always the best feeling, and actually trying it is always nice to be on the other side. But yeah, those thoughts enter our heads all the time, but it's letting them come in and letting them go, which is the real skill.
You really want to get something you never done before, but at the same time, you never know what's gonna happen, right? So just same as you, trying to be positive, trying to be on the other side, and then just trust yourself to do whatever you have to do. And then I like the feeling when you really put something down, when you success the challenge, that the feeling is you can't feel it from one of the other things. For the competition or before trying some stuff, I just randomly pick up some songs, some tracks. It's always different every time. For competition in the morning, I just pick up one random song and I just let the one song keep going.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, like this to me. Every time it's a bit different, but the song just comes really randomly.
I make sure I do all my warm up, make sure I do the things I plan to do in practice, and obviously things change at times, but yeah, finding good music and then ticking all the boxes is kind of the goal. And then if I'm competing or even practicing, I would say the thing that I always do is just double check my bindings are tight and then go. Everyone has a slam that sticks out to them, something that kind of stands above all the other wipeouts you've had.
Yeah.
What slam kind of sticks out to you?
I had one really serious injury when I was 6 or 7. When I was young, I got actually not from the riding. I was on the slope and I got crushed. I got hit from the skiers, and I have to do a surgery. Still have this kind of long cyst on my legs, and then that's kind of the time I'm really interested into the slope stuff or jumps and small stuff, But after surgery, as a really smoky, I was really worried about my parents if they are not allowed me to go back on my board. And then after the surgery, the first thing my mom talked to me was let's get back on the board as soon as you recover. So that really touched me, and then that kind of gives me the confidence, and then my parents are supporting me, so
That's
I can
huge.
just, yeah, that's like, that means a lot to me. So that's kind of like where everything comes from. So is there like any time people are doubt to you and then you did something to prove them wrong? Like,
I can't remember like a particular time, exact time, but I mean, as I've gotten older, a lot of people would almost sort of doubt that I could do well still. And I mean, into my 30s, I was able to um, podium at major events. And yeah, when I was 30, I got second at the X Games. And then I was like 31, and I was like, okay, this is getting crazy. But I still keep pushing, and I was able to get on the podium again. So I feel honored. And yeah, I'll be 32 at the Olympics. So I'm definitely making a push for it. And hopefully proving the doubters wrong. As I started to have success and I started to really sort of document the way I prepare and how I train, and as there was more media on me and more visibility, people could definitely see what I was doing, and I think that became easy for them to kind of follow my steps and look at the way I go about the process of in the gym to preparation on snow, how I'm training, process of learning new tricks and things like that, because it's all been pretty well documented since like 2013.
mm-hmm.
So the younger generation was able to kind of see that at an early age and kind of set that as a benchmark, you know, whereas when I grew up, there wasn't a ton of that, and it was kind of going on my own route. So I feel like there's a bit of a playbook now. And yeah, obviously when I started to have success, people start to look at the way you prepare and the way you do things, and try and mimic that to have a similar success.
Yeah, just doing whatever you have to, whatever you love, you know.
100%. Feels good to break through the other side of a challenge or something that's scary or something you doubted yourself on.
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely the one who's watching all this stuff like when I was really young.
Oh yeah.
And I was checking like my Instagram the other day, like you can check your following and then who's your earliest like account to follow, and that was like you on my Instagram. Like when I first got my Instagram like account, and then my first thing was like following you.
Nice.
I was just checking the other day. That was really
that's so cool. Exactly, when you found your stride and just do your thing, and then everyone's like, holy shit, you know, just be you, and the people that you want to attract will be stoked on you.
Olympic gold on your 18th birthday. Now 4 years has passed. How have you changed for the past few years?
A lot of things going on. It's so crazy to think, you know, like 4 years got so fast, and then coming to my second Olympic feels a little bit different. I mean, I still love snowboarding, but like so much more responsibility for me, you know. I'm not just going there for myself, for the passion. I also, you know, wanted to show like how Chinese snowboarding is getting stronger and how much we're trying to be here to win the comp, you know. And then for the sports that we fell in love from the very first day.
I still remember 4 years ago we had a headline, superstar.
Superstar,
Yes. Now 4 years later, what do you think of the term superstar? Do you still consider yourself a superstar?
I still remember the title, the line of superstar. That was still one of my favorite moments from the Beijing Olympic. I still have the newspaper in my room, you know. There's my Olympic board, and then right next to the Olympic board was like superstar. I really appreciate it. And then I don't know if I am superstar, but I just trying to be better myself, you know, trying to get better every day, because snowboarding or sports has no limit. There's also like the room for you to improve, for you to get better. Also, you know, like to helping to make this snowboarding sports growing bigger. That's part of my job. That's also part of the journey. I just hope like I can snowboard rest of my life also, helping or being a part of like journey with the sports to growing bigger and bigger. I just want everybody to enjoy the sports, right?
Yes. If you're going to pick one word to describe the past 4 years of your life, what that one word going to be?
Well, that's a tough one. I think it's just journey. It's part of my journey, part of my life. I'm really grateful for everything that's happening to my life. It helped me to be a better person, to be a stronger athlete. Also, to have more experience for my life and for the sport and for the snowboarding, yeah.
The second Olympic gold is also special. It was on your birthday. And so many funny moments was picked on TV cameras, live broadcast. You were sitting there, very nervous, yes, and at the bottom of the course. And what were you thinking throughout the journey, throughout the waiting process?
That was the longest time I have ever waited, like I didn't qualify like really high spot, so which means I gotta wait so many riders after my last run. So yeah, that was pretty tough time. I'm just sitting there like a little bit scared to watch the scores. Of course, to be honest, I don't want anybody to catch up, but at the same time, we are the part of the community. We are the part of the sports. We are the best friends. I don't want anybody to take the risk to fail. I want everybody to land their best run. And then, yeah, it's just super complicated. We are the biggest competitor, but at the same time, we are the best friends. We are the big family. I have seen those riders more than my family every year. We've been traveling together. We've been working together. We've been like trying together to push the sports, to push the limit. That's such a beautiful thing, But the waiting was like so long for me, and then till the last riders finished his run, and then finally, I start realize I will win the comp. That was like the most special moment and then like excited moment for me. I couldn't like believe it for so long. Yeah, it's just hard to realize what's going on in like past 48 hours.
That's definitely was a very tough competition, and there were so many challenges. There was weather, there was the strong performance of other riders. I noticed that you said during other interviews that it was the internal storm inside your heart. So what's that internal storm was like during the whole process?
I mean, coming to my second Olympic like feels a lot of more pressure as a defending champion, and then with the people's expectation and also my expectation, because last time going to my first ever Olympic, I don't really know what's going on, and then I had no expectation. I just want to do my best and then put down my runs. That's it for me. But this time coming back, definitely looking for another gold, and then to be on the top of the podium to represent my country feels a lot of pressure. That pressure is not came from the competition itself. It's from many different things. But I've been telling so many like people, media, or like I even told my coach, my parents, I feel so much lighter. I feel so much better after the first comp. So next one, I just want to do my thing. I just want to enjoy my second Olympic journey, and also I just want to have fun, put down my runs. Yeah, just like the very first time in Beijing.
Before we had this conversation, I was actually looking at the old footage 4 years ago. And I realized at that time, that was actually, in my eyes, a totally different person. You feel a lot more lighter than nowadays, I think. But I mean, we all know after the Olympic gold in Beijing 2022, you have been through many things. You have been through a period of I would say discovering yourself again. So how would you overcome all of the difficulty and now being back to top level again?
First of all, I really want to thank myself, and I'm really truly proud of myself to be able to come back on the top of the podium and on top of the level. It wasn't easy at all for me. After the last Olympic, I feel like pretty lost. I feel no more motivation for competing, but I still love snowboarding. So I decided to took like 1.5 years, like almost 2 years off. And then finally it feels like ready to come back. And then I start training again, start competing again, but it was like pretty tough time for me. Right after I decided to come back, I started trying a lot of new tricks, or even like the trick I've been doing like so many times. But I start realize I can't even like land them again. You know, I keep failing, and I'm trying to find a problem, but it never feels good. You know, it never feels the same as 4 years ago before the Beijing. So also I got a lot of injuries, you know, sprained my ankle, left one, and right after I came back, sprained another right one, and then I hit my shoulder. So many injuries. It's just, you know, breaking my heart and losing the confidence. But that's the time I started like getting so confused, and then I'm not even trusting myself anymore. So I was like, this is like definitely like super wrong. So that's my lowest, like at the hardest time for sure. But I just really appreciated everybody around me, my parents, my coach, and then the whole team keep supporting me no matter what.
Yes, you know, I always think you always got a passion there because I have been a follower of your social media. I know every short video you posted on snow, in the air, doing all the tricks. I know that when you're on the snow, you were happy.
Yes,
isn't that the truth?
Yes, that's so true. You know, that's why I'm still doing this, and that's why I still love snowboarding. I'm not thinking like this is my job or like part of the mission. I just, first of all, that's the happiest time. You know, I can go wherever I want. I can do the tricks that I want, and I can add my own style, own sauce into every different tricks. You know, that's just represent me, represent my life, and snowboarding is already like part of my life.
You know, sometimes nowadays you describe yourself as an old dude.
Yeah,
facing the younger challenges. But
yeah.
I just want to ask, you actually have the old dude kind of man side, or just joke around about it?
I know I'm not the oldest dude, but yeah, I'm getting older for sure. I used to think I'm the youngest guy in the competition, in the final. You know, everybody is my big brother, is my big idol. I used to look up to, but yeah, nowadays after the bigger in 2 weeks ago, I look at the final start list. There's like 8 or 9 people were younger than me. Then I was like, yeah, I just gotta accept it. But still trying my best, trying to be on the top level, trying to catch up. You know, I'm just really proud of the whole sports. That's how it's supposed to be, and then, you know, that's how much snowboarding has been progressed. And then just really happy to see, you know, the younger generation just keep pushing their limit. It's also pushing my limit. We all trying to push the sports like further. So it's just such a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Nowadays, when you enter a course, when you enter any competitions, you still consider yourself a challenger, or you consider yourself a defender?
No, challenger. Just from my opinion, I don't want to defend anything. I always tell myself I have nothing to lose. I'm not scared of losing. I'm not scared of anything. I just gotta give everything I have, you know. Cause first big year, couple weeks ago, my first ever run in a qualification, I did the tricks, which is not really difficult for me. I used to land them like almost every time in the practice, but suddenly I didn't land my first run in the competition. So I was talking with my coach, and then what my coach told me is we're not here for like to fund yourself, you know. This is Olympic. Like everybody's same. We all from zero. We all from the same place. So you just gotta do your everything. You just gotta give your everything. Like
也是他的福地，但这一次他注定要失望了。决赛第一轮，意大利选手马泰奥利便做出了转体2160的动作，也是世界大赛正赛中第一次有人成功。决赛第3轮，已经锁定冠军的迪原大祥也开始挑战内转2160，而苏翊鸣却连续2轮反脚内转1980全部失败，新科奥运冠军排名倒数第一。这种巨大的落差既让苏翊鸣难堪，却也激发了他的好胜心。失利3天后，他再次回到这里开始训练。然而那场训练中的一个意外让他脚踝严重受伤，彻底打乱了他的节奏。为了恢复，他几乎尝试了听过的所有方法，却都收效甚微。
1周以后发现穿上雪鞋还是一样的疼，那种失望，那种失落是没有办法形容的，很难去接受，以至于到后来我开始怀疑自己到底能不能再重新站上这个领奖台当中，或者是怀疑自己是不是能够把这个脚踝在重要的比赛之前养好。
伤病也许总有一天会恢复，但如火如荼的奥运积分赛却不会等待。为了挣得前往米兰的门票，苏翊鸣只能选择一边恢复一边参赛，反而陷入了旧伤未愈又添新伤的恶性循环。2次受伤让他好不容易建立的信心再次归零。那个赛季他疼得几乎无法走路，前5站世界杯也颗粒无收，甚至一度无法杀出资格赛。
那一年对我来说基本都是打着肌贴吃着止疼药，然后根本都没办法走路，但还是要为这个奥运积分去参加比赛，就是一个完全没有办法支撑身体的情况下去参加比赛，所以每天遇到的困难都不一样，在每一场比赛中都像是去挑战自己的极限。我也不知道这样做的结果是我能够拿的一点点的奥运积分是朝着一个积极的方向走，还是在这个情况下也许会出现更多的意外，所以每天对我来说都算是一个未知的问号吧。
顶着身体的剧痛和前途的未知，看着过去的赞美变成了嘲讽，苏翊鸣意识到曾经那些被挥霍的青春正在以一种戏谑的方式回馈他。虽然现实惨不忍睹，苏翊鸣其实也才不过20岁，只是和所有的同龄人一样，有着那个年纪恰到好处的迷茫，一时之间找不到自己的方向。痛过之后，他决定重新出发。同样没有放弃他的还有佐藤康弘。多年的合作，佐藤教练看着苏翊鸣一步步成长，已经把他当做了自己的朋友，甚至是孩子。就在北京那个令人心碎的夜晚，也是他第一时间给苏翊鸣送上安慰与鼓励。
I know it's like really disappointing in front of like people in China.But you just have to like take it, you know, the whole like China giving you like a chance to grow up. Okay. No, it's so sad, huh? Hard time for now and a good time in the future. So that's why. Okay. Hey, love you though. Okay.
佐藤教练没有说谎，苏翊鸣也没有辜负。3个月后，坡面障碍技巧世界杯阿斯彭站，苏翊鸣终于站上了领奖台。这是北京奥运会后时隔3年他再次获得该项目的奖牌，也是中国选手第一次获得世界杯坡障奖牌。那天他笑得比拿奥运金牌还开心。
那次是我几乎最开心的一次的领奖台，最开心，因为我从来没有那么大的一个人生的低谷到回到领奖台用了很长很长的时间，所以对我